All right, so this is a video that I came across on Twitter and I found it quite disturbing. Um, I'm using this in all, terms of fair use. I don't know who the actual recorders are. Um, I don't know what platform this may directly be from. My thing is that I just want people to hear this so that we can have a conversation and talk about some of the things that were stated and how a lot of things in that within that small frame of the clip that I'm going to show you is in a sense how the one main thing that they're talking about in the video is being glamorized and glorified, and almost to a higher extent is also being sexualized, right? Because it's being stated that it's so masculine and it's so manly how they're doing this, and how it is such a just a raw turn on. It's just so much energy that they don't really know what to do with themselves.
I was wondering why no one thought to say and voice their opinion that when I look at these white men, they are the epitome of masculine, and watching some of these police officers manhandle these black men in the street is very attractive and it's a turn on, you know? And I'm
Yes,
wondering,
it
does
is.
Wait
anybody
a
else
Yes,
minute.
feel
it
like
is.
that?
Hold on.
Yes, Lord.
Y'all off the chain, okay? Y'all are off the proverbial
That
chain.
that's Discord talk. That's
I'm
Discord talk.
telling
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah, that's Discord talk
I
for
was
real.
like, why has nobody said that?
Oh,
Because
because
I'm
we
like,
save
that's
that for the back.
masculine. You talk about masculine.
We say that all the time in Discord, Tanasia.
We save that for the back.
Yeah, you have to save that one for the back room when we got the door closed. I get with
And we
y'all.
use the hard R for long.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about we say the hard R so hard it sounds like we growling back there around this bitch.
Oh, Tanasia, you got to come back there with us.
So you basically heard those group of women describe that they get turned on when they see the white officers manhandle black men, and that I would more than likely assume that goes to the young black boys and the young teenagers as well. How them seeing all of that aggression and all of that violence that is taking place to black men, that is a turn on for them because they're seeing, you know, black men, you know, being not masculine, right? And they're seeing their preference being ultra, right, masculine, and taking down what they would consider, right, the weaker, right? Because realistically, what these women are saying is that they want to be dominated, right, by those same exact officers, almost in roughly that exact same type of light sexually, right? So it's a little bit odd to me that you would literally have somebody look at all types of police footage and literally get turned on to the point where it is now a sexualized type of thing that you get whenever you see black men and young black men and boys getting brutalized, getting beaten, getting their lives taken by way of white law enforcement. And people wonder why it is that I do the videos that I do and that I say the things that I state. It's because the evidence is clearly out there. It's not just me stating this as a blanketed statement as if I'm just making things up because things seem lopsided. No, I'm literally showing you, letting you hear the audio of women stating this, that this is a turn on, that this is sexual for them, that this is a fix for them. You even heard the other women in the background saying, "Oh, yes, agreeing 100%." You can almost hear the type of eye roll and closing that she is having because it is having that much of an effect directly on her. But then people want to come out to a lot of the videos that I put out, and they want to say, "Oh, Seji, you're wrong. You just have a certain hatred. You just have a certain dislike. You just have a certain type of jealousy for those relationships. You just don't like this. You just don't like." And I'm like, that's not even the case. But thank you for coming here to deflect and let me know who you are. Like I said, and this goes to a lot of the divestors that are out there that happen to come through to my channel. They're literally telling you that at any moment in time, that when your sons grow up and they just so happen to have a run-in with police and it's publicized or they can watch the body camera footage, they're getting off on that body camera footage of seeing the loss of life taking place by way of your son no longer being here. They're getting turned on by the fact that your young son, your teenage son, your young man of a son is getting brutalized and beaten, aka dominated, right, by their preference. But y'all want to make it seem like I'm the one that has the problem. You want to make it seem like I'm the one that has the issue, when realistically it's women like this that exist. It's women like this that have platforms that get to perpetuate this type of logic right out there to other black women. And like I said before, it's not like you can tell that they don't care what takes place to those black men, because black men are not their preference. That is not their choice. That's not who they seek. That's not who they want to be with at the end of the day. This is why you heard the laughing. This is why you heard the agreeing. This is why you heard all of the type of sexual, emotional, yeses and different things like that. And that's why they said that, oh, that type of those type of comments and things that you're talking about, we leave that off platform. Right, we take that directly to Discord where it's just us and different things of that nature, where there are no prying eyes. Why? Because they know that in a sense what they're saying is wrong, because you've had a lot of black men, you've had a lot of teenage sons, you have a lot of little boys that have lost their life by way of police. And for the black community to happen to hear women speaking in this manner of sexualizing these types of things is very disturbing. But like I said, at the end of the day, they realistically don't care. They know what it is, and they're going to, do what it is that they do. And they're going to seek out those types of individuals. But I'm going to remind you guys, I did statistics when it deals with women dating or being married to police officers. I put those statistics out there so that women would know and understand. But even with those statistics, those women right there would still feel that that's not going to happen to them, that they're just, it is what it is. They're them. They would never sit up there and be a statistic up until they end up inevitably becoming a statistic. So like I said before, shout out to, all of those black women out there that like to come through and that want to, troll the page, that want to say a whole bunch of things negatively about black men every single time I happen to bring up stories, because I promise you at the end of the day, you guys aren't going to focus on this being an issue. You're not going to see this as being a problem, because a lot of y'all are in the exact same boat at the end of the day. And even if you were to potentially focus on this, all you're going to do is just deflect, and you're going to be like, well, I've seen some, this is wrong, but, I've seen some black men in the manosphere on these channels, right? Plural, right? You're going to say this in general to make it seem like it's all black men out here doing this, when realistically it's the specific ones that you decide to look at. Right, and then you're going to categorize it as all these black men, talking about and laughing at what happens to, black women in these various interracial relationships and their lives and different things like that. And it's just wrong on both sides. Right, and then that's how it gets broken down. It's wrong on both sides, when realistically the focus is clearly on what these women were specifically talking about, and how they were talking about it, and how they were glorifying it and turning it into something that is negative, and trying to sexualize it into a fetish or a positive sexual type of light.